Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel where I show you how to paint your nails like a boss. Today I'm going to show you how I did these beautiful reverse stamping cherry blossoms. So let's get to the tutorial. After base coat, I applied this pale blue polish to all of my nails. And this blue is so light that it's almost white, and I really love these shades. Then I'm going to apply a second coat to make the color opaque. And since we're going to do a gradient, I applied liquid latex around my nail to protect the skin. And be sure to not get any latex on your nail. So to do the ombre, you're going to need a makeup wedge sponge. And I want this to be sort of a sky gradient, so I grabbed this medium blue and applied it to the top of the sponge and to half of the sponge. And then I grabbed that same pale blue I used for the base and applied that to the other half of the sponge. And once you have the colors on the sponge, go ahead and line up the sponge to your nail and start dabbing the sponge up and down and side to side to blend those colors. I want to add another layer, so I reapply the polish to the sponge and repeat the process of dabbing the sponge on the nail. And honestly, you could stop there, but I'm extra and I wanted to further blend the colors, so I went ahead and added a third coat. And finally, just remove that latex, and it's best to do this while the polish is still wet, if possible. Then I take my small brush dipped in nail polish remover and go ahead and clean up the sides of my nail a little. But I wouldn't worry too much here since we're going to have to go back and clean up more later. And here's the completed gradient. So now let's move on to the stamping. So I grabbed this Bundle Monster plus Paulina's Passion stamping plate, and I applied brown nail polish to the cherry blossom image. Then just scrape with the card and pick up with the stamper. And we're going to use the reverse stamping technique for this design. So the first thing I did was take this medium pink and started to fill in just the very center of the flowers with that pink with a dotting tool. And I did this just to add a little more dimension to those flowers. And then I took this lighter pink by O.P.I and then I fill in the rest of the flower again using that same dotting tool. So this technique is basically like coloring in a coloring book. You just want to take your time and stay in the lines as best as possible to get the neatest look. And the final color we're going to be adding is this pretty green from Essie, and I switched to a toothpick and carefully filled in all the leaves. There were quite a lot of them, so just be prepared. This is a bit of a time-consuming process, but I think it's so worth it, and it's one of my favorite techniques to use. So once you finish, you'll be able to flip over the stamper and see the outline and the beautiful image that is created. And to transfer it to the nail, I always apply a coat of yellow stopper base coat. And you want to let it dry to the point where it's a bit tacky. And I like to use this base coat specifically because it pretty much stays tacky. Then just go ahead and line the stamper up to how you want the image to be on your nail, and simply roll the stamper over your nail. Then you can use some tape to clean up the nail polish off the skin, and then after that go in with your cleanup brush to finish any final cleanup. And I just had to add some extra sparkle to this mani, so I went in with one of my favorite Holo top coats once everything had dried. And finally, seal everything in with your favorite top coat. And that is basically it for this design. I really hope you guys liked it because I'm very happy with how these turned out. Probably one of my favorites I've done in a while. So go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this design as well. You can follow me on Instagram at boss_nailart. And if you recreate any of my designs, tag #mybossnailart so I can see it. And finally, subscribe for more videos just like this one. We are super close to 1,000 subscribers, and I do have a special surprise planned for when we reach that goal.